Hey guys, welcome to another draft analysis, draft lookover, whatever you want to call it. And today, if you can see that logo on your screen, we are looking over the Rockhampton Raichu and coached by a dueling dude. He has his own YouTube, so you can go and check it out if you want. He makes some pretty good videos. And yeah, he's one of the coaches. Unfortunately, he is currently on a trip, so he will not be performing his week 1 or 2 battle. Okay. He won't be doing them. He might be back for week 2, but he will be 100% missing week 1 because he is gone for 2 weeks. It depends when we actually start. But without further ado, let's get into his team. So he actually drafted his Mega Pokemon very last. It was his last pick because he was looking at it. Everybody had already drafted their Megas except for him, and he already had the Mega that he wanted was available. Okay. And he thought, well, it's not like it's going to be snagged or, like, sniped because everyone's already picked their Mega, so I might as well save it for last, right? Which was an amazing idea. Unfortunately, the rest of his draft is a little bit weak, but he kind of made up for it. And, yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. Okay, so his first pick was Weavile. So Weavile is a pretty good mon. It's just pretty much a physical wall breaker. It's very hard to counter, and it gets some really good priority. It is commonly looked at as the best dark and ice type in draft league format by some people. I personally think it is the best ice type, but best dark type there is a lot of competition for that, and that's a little bit iffy. But I'm just gonna let Weavile have it because it is a phenomenal Pokemon. So for his second pick, people keep messaging me on Skype. Please, Rhett, stop right now. So for his second pick, he dove down way into tier 3 and grabbed Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen can be bulky, can be attacking. It's just a pretty all-around good Pokemon. And it does a lot of cool stuff. It can also set up T-Spikes if you need, which is something that can really help teams, especially if you want to like sweep one week. Having T-Spikes can really help with your sweep, right? Hazard stacking, not Stazzard hacking. Hazard stacking before a sweep really helps it out, especially if the opponent doesn't have a defogger, or if they do have a defogger, then you can hazard stack, and then they'll come in and you can set up on the defog, right? That can always work. Or like a Bisharp, if they defog, you get your Defiant boost, and then you can use like a Swords Dance, and now you have +3 attack, right? Stuff like that. And now this next pick was so iffy, and then the pick after was even iffier. But he's actually going to pick up 3 ground types in a row, going next for Torterra. And I just realized I haven't even been removing the cover. Weavile, Nidoqueen, Torterra. He's actually going to grab Torterra, which is kind of weird. It's his second Stealth Rocker, his second ground type. Uh, it really is a worse Nidoqueen with maybe a little bit with grass coverage instead of like poison, ice, and fire coverage, which Nidoqueen gets, right? Uh, I didn't really like it with his team, but I don't know. I hope that he can make some use out of it or trade it. I'd like to see what he does with his team, but then I'd also like to see what he does with the thing after that, which is Rhyperior. He's actually gonna grab a 3rd Stealth Rocker in a row. He's trying to steal every Stealth Rocker. He still doesn't have hazard removal, but he has Stealth Rock, he has Spikes, he has Toxic Spikes. He really only doesn't have Sticky Webs at this point. But to be honest, Rhyperior, I think, is better than Torterra. I think that having Rhyperior and Nidoqueen is fine. Having Rhyperior, Nidoqueen, and Torterra is kind of stupid. But again, I'd like to see what he can try and do with this combo and see if he can make it work. I know he doesn't have to bring all of them to every week, but it's kind of going to get tiring because if he wants to bring Torterra or Rhyperior, that means he kind of will have a lot of trouble also bringing Nidoqueen, right? Which will kind of suck. So next he's going to grab another tier 3 to finish off his tier 3 picks. This thing is actually a good Scarf user. He's going to grab Typhlosion, and as I said, it's a good Scarf user. It gets that Specs Eruption too. It's really hard to switch in on, but really if you get Rocks or Spikes up, it can really like end it because Eruption won't be doing as much. Um, So that's why I really think that he needed a good hazard removal, which is exactly what he's going to pick up next. It's not the best form of hazard removal, but it's something. And then right after he picks up this, he's going to pick up two more forms of hazard removal. And after that, he's going to get one more form. So he's four forms of hazard removal. And this next thing, he's actually going to grab Crobat. Crobat from Tier 2. It can be hazard removal. It can be bulky wall stall. It can be a wall breaker. That's what I meant to say. It can also be stall. There's really not much to say about Crobat. It hits incredibly hard with that Brave Bird, and Poison Fang is a move that is very overlooked. It has a 50% chance to poison. That is very good. But yeah, it hits hard. It has a decent typing in Poison Flying, and yeah. And next, part 2, Hazard Removal. He's actually going to grab Tentacruel. It's a good rapid spinner, which I think is his best form of hazard removal. But now, not only does he have 3 ground types, he has 3 poison types also. And with this next pick right here, he's also going to add 3 ground types, 3 poison types, 2 water types, and 2 flying types. He picks up Pelipper. I have like no idea what he was going at with this pick. Pelipper, Scarfed Pelipper apparently does something. Like I have yet to see Pelipper even like be good. I'm not the biggest Pelipper fan. I don't like hate it, but I'm just not the biggest Pelipper fan, especially in League format because it's kind of trash. It doesn't get very many moves, super predictable, and even it's not very good at what it does. So, like you know, it's not very really good at anything. I don't think that it has like a bad design. That's not why I don't like it. I don't like it because it's kind of just all around trash. But yeah, I'd like to see him try to use it and maybe succeed, hopefully succeed, but probably fail. Especially with the rest of his team, I feel like my Mamoswine kind of just wrecks his whole team because things that resist Mamoswine include Weavile, Tentacruel, and Typhlosion, but it carries Earthquake for Typhlosion, Freeze Dry for Tentacruel, and the Weavile, I don't know, I think that EQ would do more, or EQ and Icicle Crash would be doing about the same. So, and I could always just swap out. So yeah, next he's actually gonna grab Sticky Web so he can set up every single kind of entry hazard. He's gonna grab Galvantula out from Tier 2. Galvantula is nice. It's a quick, he got his speedy Volt Switch, so now he has a really good Volt Turn core with a Volt Switch on Galvantula, U-Turn on Crobat, and Pelipper. And it also helps him out in the special attack department because currently his only special mons really are Typhlosion, Nidoqueen, and Tentacruel. And he needed more considering Tentacruel is usually used bulky, so yeah. Galvantula helped him out as a good hard-hitting special attacker, which he's going to grab one more of in this draft. And next, he's going to go for the nice fighting type, Conkeldurr. Now, this thing has the best, not the best, but an amazing HP stat, as well as special defense, attack, and ability in Guts. So it can be a status absorber if you want to go for a Scald. Well, too bad. He has a Conkeldurr that he can go into, absorb a Scald, and possibly get burned, and now be able to hit double for double the damage that he was normally. So it is a very scary thing. It's like a scarier Hariyama that gets better coverage, which it can just rip holes through teams. And I'd like to see if D-Dude is ever going to use the Rest Sleep Talk Guts Conkeldurr, because I'd like to see it happen. It could be kind of funny. And for his second last pick, his last non-mega pick, he's going to pick Latios. Latios is his final hazard removal. It's a very good mon. It can hit hard. It can be Life Orb, defensive leftovers. It gets some good defensive moves as well as Roost. It's just kind of all around good. It is usually ranked one of the top mons in Draft League. For a good reason, because it can do so many things. But yeah, so finally he's going to pick up his Mega. He's going to pick up Mega Gallade. The sprite is kind of slow, sorry about that, guys, but just try not to focus on the sprite. Mega Gallade, I don't have much experience with it at all. I don't really ever use it. I thought it was bad, but everyone else kind of told me that it was good. And I know D-Dude has this special defensive Mega Gallade set that apparently works, but I don't know, I've yet to see it actually do good. But I'd like to see what D-Dude can do with it, because I know that he likes Mega Gallade, and after looking at it a bit, it does have a pretty decent attack stat. and it does have some other pretty decent stats, abilities, and has a pretty diverse moveset as well. It gets what kind of priority does it get? I think it gets bullet punch. I I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure what kind of priority it gets, but it's just a cool Pokemon. But so yeah, we have finished this up. This next draft overlook or look over analysis, and yeah, so post in the comments any suggestions to make towards the team. Please keep in mind you can only do 3 free agent transactions, but you have unlimited trades. You can also put in the comments how you think the team's gonna do, that kind of stuff. Watch all the team analysis first, and you can kind of like rank them. You know, like say, oh, I think these people are gonna do well, then them, and all that good stuff. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.